Hello, everyone. Here's hoping, fingers crossed, this works. I have 3 people watching. Thank you so much for coming on at such short time, short notice. I'm just checking everything over here. It has been a day, 2 days almost, of absolute chaos with this, guys. Okay, hi Maureen. Thank you so much for jumping on with that such short notice and on this channel. Oh my goodness. Right. I'm a wee tad nervous because I was going to do this yesterday morning at 10:30 and jumped on at 10:15 and nothing. So then I panicked about our Cheapskates show for last night, and it took me just that all day to get that set up. And even then, it was as dodgy as anything. I was so distracted last night watching it flicker and flicker. So I'm here. Live chat is enabled. So if you want to join in the chat and leave me your comments, I will read them at the end of the show. Thank you so much. I've got 4 people on. Hello, Tabitha. Oh, I like to make cards, Tabitha. It's my it's one of the happy things I do. I really enjoy it. And I'm going to take a breath. Hannah just said to me, walk away. Just walk away, Mum, and come back to it later. And I can't walk away because I've told people I will be here. And we've gone again. Can you still hear me? Oh, my goodness. Oh, my giddy aunt. This is what was happening last night. And for whatever reason, it's decided to click the camera. It's telling me to click the camera button. I'm clicking the camera button, dopies. Okay. Oh my goodness. I'm back. Yay, team. I'm back. Okay, I'm going to be really, really careful with what I do. So the sound should be back, Maureen. Boy, talk about sensitive. All right, I'm going to show you very quickly, without trying to move too much stuff, a couple of cards I've been making. If I put my other hat on, or one of my other hats, some of you know that I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. You may have seen some of the videos I've done with Stampin' Up! Stuff. You may have seen some of the cards and scrapbook layouts and other things that I've made with their products. And if you want to know why, shoot me a message and I'll tell you why I chose Stampin' Up! Because it sort of doesn't seem to mesh with my regular Monday, Friday type job, does it? Being a cheapskate, but still using Stampin' Up! Products, but it actually does in a really easy way. So if you want to know how, let me know. Now, I am going to very, very carefully, I'm watching, tip the camera down so you can see the desk and me doing the shuffle into it without, hopefully, without moving anything too much. And let me see, let's get it around like that. I've got some light on it, more light on it. It's going to be really bad. we go. And let me just go like this. And I'm going to turn you around so you're not upside down. How's that? Look at that. You can go spinning. And then move all of this so you can see. Okay. These are the cards that, or two of the cards I've been playing with. I've called them not so traditional Christmas cards. If you know me, you know I am a traditional Christmas colours, red, green and gold. They are my colours. Don't give me any of these blues and silvers and purples and pinks and greens and black and gold or silver, whatever. They are not my colours. I like red, green and gold. So when the mini catalogue came, and this is the September to December mini catalogue, and it had this beautiful paper in it, which is called Traditions of Christmas. There it is there. Well, straight away the name got me, didn't it? Because it's Traditions of Christmas, and I'm traditional. And I looked and I saw the red, I saw the green, I saw the gold, and then I went, oh, it's a bit non-traditional because there's a little bit pink, and there's a darker colour. It's actually, it looks black there. It's actually called Secret Sea. And Lacey now has the zoomies. Could anything else possibly go wrong, folks? Really? Is a cyclone going to hit the house? Oh my goodness. It's called Secret Sea, and it's not black, not navy blue, it's not gunmetal grey. It's one of those. Here it is here. One of those colours that you look at it and you think, oh, it's a bit of a disappointment. But then you put it with something else and they both pop beautifully. It might be my second most favourite colour. Mossy Meadow will always have a #1 spot in my heart, but this might well become my second favourite colour. So when I saw these Traditions of Christmas, I thought, yes, that's me. And I counted up my spending money and I actually bought the whole lot. I bought the whole suite, and it's called a mega suite because it is huge, because you get the DSP, the Designer Series paper, and it's not just plain paper, it's specialty paper because one side's gold foiled. It's stunning. And then you get this beautiful embossing folder and some pretty sparkles because we've all got to have a bit of bling in our lives. This lovely red ribbon, which I'll show you because I'll be using it. And then 2 stamp sets and 2 die sets. That's why it's called a mega suite. So this is what my Christmas workshop in October is based on, all of this. We'll be using these products for the 10 projects in that workshop. And it's what I started to use to make these cards because they're not quite traditional colours. So this one, Secret Sea base, white matte, a little bit of beautiful gold foil because it goes with the gold foiling. Can you see it? The gold foiling on the paper. And of course some really lovely soft red ribbon. But then, because I thought, well, if I'm not being traditional, I might as well be completely not traditional. And I went pink because this paper has pink in it. Can you see it? If I tip it up, can you see it? Hard to tell. Really soft pink. I don't know what the pink is. Stampin' Up! Is really good because when you get a pack of paper, and keep it in order, well, it will tell you on the back what colours, I don't know what I've done with it, what colours are in that paper pack. Where did I put it? I could say I've used it, but that's not quite true. Anyway, it will tell you what colours are in here. It is here. Look at this. that are all folded up for me. It tells you on the paper pack what colours are in it. So in this paper, we've got Cherry Cobbler, Old Olive, Pool Party, which is that pretty light blue, Real Red, Secret Sea, which is the new in colour, and Gold. There you go. And the beauty is the colours in the paper coordinate with the colours in the cardstock and the colours in the stamp pads and the colours in the stamp and blends. It all coordinates. So if you choose a Cherry Cobbler paper with Cherry Cobbler, you can use Cherry Cobbler cardstock and it will match. You can use Cherry Cobbler stamp pad to stamp your greeting, it will match. You can use a Cherry Cobbler blend to do some colouring and it will match. Okay, enough of that. Let's get on to the cards. This is the paper I'm going to use. These are the two cards I've been playing with. So tonight, I'll let you choose. I'll let you choose. And if you want to let me know, first of all, which pretty paper we will use. Let me get them out. These are the two that I've already used. That was the pink one. That was the Secret Sea one. Then we've got, so let's number them. We've got one, which is quite a big, bold pattern. So it might not go so well. Might fit on that panel. Number two is just a plain, really rich red. It's like, what is the glimmer in it? It's so pretty. It's just like a whole page of poinsettias. It's just stunning. It's beautiful. We've got this one. Now, this paper, folks, this is gorgeous because in the stamp set, tell you, I love this. No, where is it? You've got stamps that stamp that so you can colour it in, or there's a die to cut it out if you want to cut it out. Because if you're like me and you are not good at fussy cutting, the die will cut it out for you. So you can use those for your embellishments on your cards. You could use it as a standalone card front, whatever you like. But that's really nifty, I think. Anyway, there's that one. That's number one, two, three. Number 4 is what we did with this one. So, and there should be some more in here. I'm all tipped around. This one's really pretty. You can see I've been into it. This one's gorgeous. Look at this. Can you see how pretty that is? I haven't used any of this yet because I didn't want to cut into it. And then there's this one. We've seen that one. Okay. So, which one do you think? All are beautiful. Yes, they are, Tabitha. But you know what? No point keeping them and sitting them on the shelf to have them do nothing. They are better off being used. So, are we going number 1 or number 2? Number 3? Number 4, which we've used, and number 5. Which do you think would be best? Maureen likes 3. So we've got 1, 2, 3. Yeah, cool. 2 or 3, says Tabitha. Cool. Okay. So let's go with 2. And I'll put this away so it doesn't get damaged. Because we don't want to wreck it. It's too pretty to wreck. If you get, if you buy designer series paper, the specialty papers from Stampin' Up, they come in a packet and they have this really good stiff chipboard, hard cardboard. Keep it. This is what I use when I cut the bases for prayer journals and for garden journals, things like that. I use this stuff. I keep it. I save it up and keep it so it doesn't get wasted. It's really, really good for holding things and making nice firm books and portfolios and things. Did I just see in here? I did. Where did they go? Down here. Right. I just saw the little gems. I keep them in the packet together. Ah, there they are. These are the traditional sparkling sequins. So you've got cherry cobbler, gold, pool party, and old olive. Other colours. And they've got large, medium, and small in the packet for a little bit of bling. Okay. All right, we've got this. So I've done a pink, I've done a secret C base and a pink base. This I think is, oh, what about pool party? Have I got pool party there? Give me 2 seconds and I'll grab a sheet of pool party and we can do a pool party base for this, I think. It's quite pretty and fresh. How do you think that looks? That's a bit of a non-traditional base, isn't it? Do you think? I think so. Okay, when I cut my card bases, I'm a bit of a rebel when it comes to cutting card bases because I don't do anything complicated or difficult. But what I do is easy card making. So I cut my card bases. This is an A4 sheet, so I cut it at 10.5 centimetres on my Stampin' Up trimmer. 10.5 and 10.5. Finger. And then I cut it at 29 because it is actually 29.8 or 298 millimeters. So I make it 29 centimeters. Trim that little bit off. I usually keep them because they come in handy for something. And then I score. It's easy to work out half the card then. Half the card then because it's 14.5 is half of 29. And that's your card base done. Easy peasy. Don't make it hard for yourself. If you're making card bases, make them simple. Don't make them complicated. Now, I've already cut the front mat. Where did I put them? Down here. I've already cut the front mats to save a little bit of time. I double mat my cards when I can. I discovered that you can take a nice card and make it a wow card if you just put a little more attention to detail into it. So double mat on the front, that's the small one and that's the big one. Nope, they go like that, just like that. Now, you don't have to, of course, but I like the effect that it gives. It just lifts it just a little bit and makes it perhaps still a handmade card, but a really nice handmade card. Just like that. So that's that done. And I do the same thing for the inside. Now, while I've got the paper trimmer out, let's measure up. Let's measure up because I'm pretty sure this is 7.5. 7.5 by 11.5. I was right. So, strip of paper, 7.5 centimeters wide. I can do 0.5 centimeters really easily on this. This trimmer has 0.5 centimeters on it, marked on it, top and bottom and in the middle. So you can make sure your paper's square. I don't know about anyone else, but when the paper's not square, it really drives me batty. And 12. Pop it up the top. Cutting up because I've got the paper at the top and it's lined up against the top ledge. So to keep it straight and square, cut up. And that's that bit done. I think that's all the cutting I need to do. So let's bring in our bit. Let's put our card front. No, let's do our card inside. There's a little bit of heat embossing to do tonight, folks. I hope you don't mind. I use art glitter glue. I use art glitter glue because it's really strong. You only need the tiniest little bit to hold whatever you are gluing in place. And it lasts for ages. That bottle is what, 60 ml. It makes a lot of cards, 60 ml of glue. Now let me make sure I've got this in. I'll make sure I've got it sort of even. Because that's not. There we go. And we'll leave that bit to last. Now let's do the front. When you're using liquid glue, don't put it right on the edge because it squishes out when you pop it down. And making sure it's reasonably centered. Now, you have a choice. With this, you can emboss it. If you've got an embossing folder, choose something that's soft. For this card, yeah, I don't know if you can see it. I embossed the mat, but I used a retired embossing folder that's called Subtle, and it's beautiful for doing this sort of thing. I couldn't really decide for the pink one what to do, so I left it plain, and I can't decide what to do for this one either. And as most of it is hidden by the focal image anyway, I thought we'll just leave it. Now, white on white is going to be tricky for lining up. A bit, a bit, and a bit, over a bit. Wash it. Press it down so it works. And that's the card front done so far. All right. To create these, I used one of the dies out of, I'll show you very carefully, cut it ahead of time so I wouldn't hold you up tonight, out of the traditional labels bundle. We'll use the stamps, but I use the die out of this to cut one in gold, and to save my gold foil, I cut it out of the center because it's going to be covered with this. No one will ever know there's a whopping great hole in the back of it because it's going to be stuck on the card. So a little trick to keep your expensive papers. Then I cut one in white. We're going to stamp on this and heat emboss it, and we are going to stamp and heat emboss this one too. So let me pop this die back in the packet so I don't lose it, because you know it's me, it'll get lost, easily get lost. Pop that back up there, and we'll get ready and we'll do some heat embossing. Heat embossing is like magic. We need a Versamark, juicy Versamark. Versamark ink pads, they make a watermark. They're sort of a clear, sticky stuff. I don't really know what it is. It's clear, sticky stuff. And it helps your embossing powder stick to the cardstock or whatever you're embossing. All right. Now, folks, this stamp says sending love and joy, which we've got just there. This is a little teeny tiny thing, but I'm going to ink up my stamp pad, and can you see? If I move it up, you'll be able to see. Excuse my head if it gets in the way, but I just need to make sure it's light. Oh, no, stop. Back the truck up. I forgot one of the most important things. Oh, embossing buddy. It's a little sachet of powder, and what it does is remove the static from your paper or your cardstock, whatever you're embossing, and do it the right way out, or so that the embossing powder only sticks to what it's supposed to stick to. Okay, sending love and joy. There we go. Do you think that's a nice thing to put in front of a card? We try and let it sit for a second. Cool. Now you can't see it, but it is there. I am going to bring in my embossing powder, and I'm going to put over and spill it. That's right. We'll clean it up in a minute. There we go. That one's ready. All right. Pop that stamp there. In the middle, I've got this in it. Just says just for you. You can hear people walking around. It's because it's Wednesday night and everybody's home. And Wayne's on the phone to his father, and Hannah's working, and I don't know what everyone else is doing. I'm just going to pop that in the middle. And did you notice what I didn't do? I didn't dust it. Okay, so I'll show you a trick. If the embossing powder goes everywhere, I'll show you a trick. I'm going to, excuse my head, but I'm just trying to see that I only get it over the ink, over the Versamark. Tap it off, and it's not too bad. So in my box of tricks, I have a little paintbrush. So that I can just, I've got to tap that off. Could have been a very nasty accident. Now, let me scoop up the embossing powder that I spilt. And I will use this. So So here we go. Daisy must be having a fit. There we go. Done. And my little tray, and and back into the jar it goes. Okay. There we go. Oh, I think I'm strong house. So comical. Maureen knows it well. Okay, pop the lid back on. And okay. Now I am going to hopefully Tabitha, the paper trimmer is a Stampin' Up paper trimmer. This is my second one, only because I still have the original one, but about 5 years after I got the original one, they updated it and improved it slightly with better blades, so the blades last much longer, which is really good, and a better scoring tool so that I can score and cut on and measure on the one thing. And I like it because the arm folds out and it goes right out to 17 inches. I've never done anything that big, but you know, if you've got to do a 12-inch or 30 centimeter, it's, you know, quite often we've got 12 by 12 cardstock or paper. It goes out to there. It works really well. The other thing I like is this line across the middle, because it makes it so having top and bottom makes it easy. But if your paper's not quite that long, then making sure it's level or square. If you're a bit of a freak like I am, I guess, because I hate paper that's not square. If it drives me nuts. So that helps really well. They're available from Stampin' Up. I've got them in my store. I will put a link. I think I've put a link to it. I honestly can't remember. It's been such a schmozzle of a day. Now I'm going to use a heat gun. So what I'm going to do is put you on mute so that you don't get deafened by the blast. Okay. Okay. Sorry, I had to quiet for so long. It's like dead air on the radio, isn't it? But that heat gun makes an enormous noise. So, right. Now we're in business. This goes on the inside, just like so. I started to tell you I prefer art glitter glue Stampin' Up sells Tombow green glue, and that's fine. It's a great glue, but it actually doesn't dry. It stays tacky. And my issue with that is that I don't want my cards to somehow, right, not right at the top. And liquid glue helps you do this too and get it straight. That's better. Pressure on it so it's down. There we go. Okay. Now let's put the front together. We're going to stick that piece of designer series paper to the gold foil. I'm going to use liquid glue, but I'm going to sparingly use it, but try and spread it. So I'm using the fat nozzle on it tonight to try and spread it, but not too close to the edges. And this one you need to be careful with, simply because if you get glue on it, so don't press anything down until you're sure it's in place. If you get glue on your foil, it's pretty much ruined. It marks that it doesn't easily come off, even with a glue eraser. Just go like that, and that's that done. Now, we'll pop that onto here. Now, what I'm thinking of is, the card's quite thick as it is. Will we put it on some dimensionals? Will we pop it up with some dimensionals? We will. Yes, we will. So let me get my mini dimensionals out. I like the mini dimensional. Pop them up, and I'm going to be generous with them because I do not want, if I post this card, I do not want it to be squashed flat in the post and have all the pretty dimensions squashed out of it. And let's go like this. And I'll just use a fingernail because I am never good at taking the backings off. Our next door dog's barking. Can you hear it? Sorry, guys. Just hilarious, isn't it? Yeah. At least you know I'm real. I exist. I'm definitely not created artificially. Okay. And what I want to do is put this, center it, but just have it just slightly towards the top. So there's a bit more space at the bottom. And that's just a little more on these longer type of cards, just a little more visually appealing somehow. All right. Now this and this particular die makes a gorgeous label, but when you do this, it is so easy to just go follow it around and follow the line with your scissors so that you can cut it off and you don't have any little divots left on it. And I'll show you that magic. It fits perfectly in the center. I love it. I love it. I did a little happy dance when I discovered that the other day, I can tell you. Because I love pretty labels on my cards for sentiments, but backing them can be a bit of a pain. There we go. My glue needs a lid on it. All right. So onto the silicone mat. line it up. Okay, and that's that. Now, with this one, I used some of this really nice, this lovely gold mesh that actually came, what's it called? Open weave trim. And I sort of went 1, 2, 3, chopped it off, and then had to figure out how I was going to stick it down, because I also scrunched it over so it wasn't quite so wide, because I want it to sit under there like that somehow. There you go, like that. So I got my trusty tear tape, and I sort of went like that. And pulled the backing off, which is easier said than done. I can't see it. Come on. Because there's nothing really for it to stick to. Poke it all. Go for that in the first place. And it just stuck. I couldn't think of any other way to do it because it's open and, let's see, and I just want it to stay in place. Choosing that, maybe a bit like that. Putting that on will do. And then I'm going to pop this back up on dimensionals. Again, I'm going to do that, and that, and that. Pop one over the edge there, one there. See how we go. Backing's off. I laughed the other day, and I turned around and Lacey Dog had a backing off a dimensional stuck to the tail. Oh, there you are. She was under my desk. And I was going to pop that. Where am I going to pop it? Down there, I think. Because I don't want to cover up that pretty flower. So I can go there. Which means I can trim this off here. And I can trim this off here. And then all I've got to do is add a red ribbon. What did I do with this? This is the, it's just called Shiny Ribbon. And it's really pretty. So let's see if I can figure out, if I can remember how to do a bow. I'll give myself plenty of room for the tail. It goes up there, stay on there. Hold fingers down around, up through there, over there, and then it goes back there to tie the knot. There we go. And it makes a pretty bow. That one might be too big, but I will use it for something else. Try a smaller version. Maybe it's like a longer tail. Around. tail. Ooh. Poke it through. Poke it through. And this is why I don't tie bows. Right, this way, this way. My fingers don't work. It's stuck to my finger around through there. Nope, 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 nope. Don't want that, want that. And I'm going to bring this one back up. Didn't leave myself enough tail. So we'll try this way. I'm not a good bow tire, folks. If you know anyone that ties beautiful bows that gives lessons, I'd just love some. Because there we go. All right. It's very soft and it's very, it should be called slippery ribbon because it is really slippery. You play with your bows till you get them exactly right. That's a bit better. Chop it. Chop it. And hold it. I hold it in place. Okay. Clean up my mess. There we go. There it is. What did I do with the other one? 3 not so traditional Christmas cards. Not so traditional to me anyway. So we've got Pool Party, Secret Sea and Bubble Bath as the card bases with the Traditions of Christmas DSP and our gold foil and the shiny red ribbon. Which one is your favourite? I like them all, but, you know, I'm biased because I did actually I should use the bow machine, Maureen. It's over on the shelf behind me. These were my, I had to go to, oh, I didn't have to, I went on a team retreat a couple of weeks ago, and these were my pillow gift for everyone. Really handy, especially like my hands just don't work anymore and I don't have the strength in them, so it's really good. They're really handy. All right, thank you, Paula. Thank you, Maureen. I don't know about being very talented. Tabitha, the paper. This was really the paper that did the work on these. No great skill needed to cut a few rectangles and slap some glue on them. But that's the beauty of card making. You don't have to be super talented to create something that's really lovely. Alrighty, now, thank you so much for joining me. If you could give me a thumbs up, that would be very much appreciated. I will put links to everything I've used here below me so you can find them later. If you've got any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. And my plan is to download this and then upload it, hopefully, and YouTube will cooperate. Because let me tell you, I'm getting a tad frustrated about not being able to upload stuff, especially when I've got stuff stacked up now ready to go. All right, thank you so much for being my helpers tonight. I have really, really appreciated it. And if I don't see you in an upload over the next couple of days, I'll see you next Tuesday night live. All right, thanks so much, guys.